everyone. This is Manny Hishman with the LARP.com crew, and today I am interviewing two of my favorite people, Alexandra and Sean Clinton of the Flamma Mysteries team. How's it going, guys?
Good, how are
you? Good. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. So as you guys know, LARP.com is conducting an interview to get the story of LARPers, but tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. We want to see what it takes to get the story of event creators. So Flamma Mystery, of course, produces some amazing events. If you haven't been to them, I suggest you check them out. So guys, we'll go ahead and start. Tell us about the event that you're running currently, or any event that you're running currently that you wish to talk about. Dates, summary, and where to find that.
Okay, so we run LARPs that are a little bit different from others. The next one we have coming up is called Stormwrecked, a pirate LARP. And next year, actually, we will have another game called Maelstrom Masquerade, a Lovecraftian LARP. That's a spinoff of the first event that we did, Maelstrom Mansion. So the first one, Stormwrecked, that is actually going to be run over Halloween weekend at the Cinderling Resort in the Outer Banks. So we have this resort booked for our events to help try to create a immersive environment so that people can come and play on a few different teams. And the idea is that they've all been shipwrecked. So our games, I wouldn't necessarily say it's kind of rule light, but we try to provide something that so far I don't think that other similar games are running. We love escape rooms, and we kind of try to take some escape room aspects and merge that into a weekend-long game. Sean actually got me into writing murder mysteries a couple years ago, so I kind of took my murder mystery writing with all of these interwebbed connections and ways to resolve things and blew it up for the weekend events. So those are what we have in the works right now.
Got it. So it's a mix of everything amazing, it sounds like.
We try, yeah, a little bit of something for everybody.
And for Stormwrecked, if people are interested in purchasing tickets, where can they find them?
Right now, as of this, we have 11 tickets left, and you can apply by going to www.stormwrecked.com. We also have a Facebook group, which we're pretty active in, probably a little too active for some people's tastes. But you can go and join that and get a lot of updates as well as you can kind of get input on some of the decision making we're doing. And you can just go onto Facebook and search Stormwrecked, a pirate LARP, and a group should pop up.
So how did you guys get into creating events or creating LARP?
Oh, well, that's all her, really.
But it's his fault.
That's the thing. I talked to her about how murder mysteries worked. You know, you buy a package, everyone plays a character. And, what the LARP community would probably call a parlor LARP, to others who don't understand LARP, they might just call them murder mysteries or murder mystery parties or something like that. So anyway, yeah, I introduced her to those because she'd never done one before, but I had. So she did one, decided, oh, wow, that was really fun. I bet I could write one that's better than this. And so it just kind of snowballed from there, running them in your mom's basement, to booking events in the Outer Banks, booking a whole resort in the Outer Banks. So what a far way we've come.
Yes, so I'm sure he regrets that now because of the amount of work I make him do that he really preferred not to. But that's sort of how it started. I was writing murder mysteries for a couple of years, running them 1 to 2 times a year with my friends, and then after that, actually, I discovered LARP, and I realized, oh my gosh, that's what we've been doing this whole time. I didn't even know it because it was a different style from what we had always heard about, which is a boss. So, learning about the different style, we really sort of just escalated it from there. We have a really good crew of people who we work with, and I hope it's okay that I'm going to name drop her, but Elizabeth DeLizer is my co-organizer in a lot of the stuff I do, and really with her help, we're able to pull this stuff off because I have sort of the one sort of logistical financial mind to help with budgeting, and of course like the character writing background, but she's really good handling some of the other behind the scenes stuff. She helps with character writing. She also helps with scenes, prop making. She always plays a cool character, and she helps with the NPC management, which is just fantastic because I'm no good at that. So we just blew up kind of from doing our one night events to these weekend long blockbusters, and really we just kind of do whatever theme is really interesting to us. They're one and done games, so we can pick something that we're interested in, dedicate ourselves fully to it, and then when it's done, and then we're on to something new. So that's really what it's about. It's about the fun we get in planning something, more than running it, like a full-time business or something. That's why we only run one a year. So.
But the good thing about your events is you always leave us wanting more. So we're always on waiting on the radar for what's coming up next for Flamma.
Yeah, we really try. Like I said, we try to put something out there that people aren't doing. That way, we want to try to work with other creators and try not to step on other people's toes.
Right.
So we don't want to have overlapping events, and we don't want to be running the same themes. So if we can do something that's a little bit different, then we feel like, okay, like we're still setting ourselves apart, and and they can do their thing, and maybe we can work together, and we're not really, like taking away from one another. So we're always trying to put something interesting out there, and then we're always thankful for the dedicated crew that we have that comes to our events. So
yes, absolutely. So how do you guys think your personal passions play a part in running your events? Is there anything that you think is your true element or affinity?
Go for it now.
She's having me do it because he's thinking I have no passion in this. I do it to make my wife happy.
Mostly.
But I couldn't run it without him, so his passion to make me happy really helps get all of this done. So you guys will never know how much he puts into helping this all get off the ground. For me, it's a love of planning. I love party planning. I have been running big parties and events since I was like 16. Really, my mother really instilled that in me. She always helps me with all that. She still helps me. She still does stuff for these events that you guys don't see. But she really kind of got me involved, and there's just a real love of putting all the work in and seeing everybody having a good time. I'm not a very good player. I'm not a great role player. I don't get a lot of joy out of playing because I don't care about like personal plots and stuff. I really like to facilitate, and nothing is better to me than getting to watch it all unfold at the end and seeing people having a good time. So for me, all of this is a labor of love, and it's my hobby, and I love it, and it makes me really happy just to see the finished product at the end. Something else I will say that I think has lent to my success is that I actually have this year will be my 10th year working with a convention. It's called TECO in Pittsburgh, and it's hitting about 12,000 people. I'm actually helping to relaunch their LARP track to get some more parlor LARPs in and everything, to add to content. But I've spent 10 years working with them and helping lend my skills to help them grow. And I think having that kind of background has really, really aided in providing a kind of more structured LARP event. I love schedules, and I love to stick to schedules. And we've been told that we have the smoothest running LARP schedule out there. So I really try to stick to that, where if we say something's happening at a certain time, we're going to do that and keep the game moving without things dragging. So I think that has really helped lend to increasing the experience of our events and for our players, with a little bit of a background of something else I was passionate in. So, yeah.
Okay. So if there is a new player that wanted to come out to your event, what would you recommend that they should know? Like anything that they should bring, wear, etc.
Well, it's going to depend on the kind of event.
Right.
We try to pick venues that are all they're very all inclusive, where you don't have to leave site to do anything. They're accessible so that no matter what your physical needs might be, there will be areas that you can play in and you can be included. So those are the kind of venues we choose, and that really helps ease the burden so people aren't having to like camp or something, so that it's less for them to have to bring. But the things to know about us is, one, we are generally a touch-free kind of game environment. We are not a boffer. We really don't do any boffer mechanics. We might have like one exception here and there, but it's really never PvP. So you don't ever need to don't bring boffer, don't invest in boffer to come to our games, at least. We don't do that kind of game. So we try to offer a variety of characters with different costuming requirements, so that if you are someone who loves doing the costumes and makeup and everything, we'll give you a character that really embodies that. But if you're like, no, I really need to just be able to go buy a dress off Amazon, then that's fine too. We'll give you something easy, and you don't have to feel overly pressured to go big. Anything else you can think of to bring?
No, well, you put up Pinterest boards.
We do, yeah. I love
for samples.
Yes, I love Pinterest boards. So we try to create Pinterest boards that people can kind of go in and be like, oh, this is what my team looks like, and here's some ideas of easy ways I can deck myself out without having to go overboard with expenses and stuff like that. So yeah, we do love to do that.
Got it. So I think we've already covered what sets you guys apart from other LARPs. And there's a lot that actually does. What would you say is an event that you are most proud of that you've created so far?
Well, we don't have a pool of very large-scale events to pull from. The only large-scale LARP that we've done so far is Maelstrom Mansion. I've done a variety of other events that were outside of Flamma Mysteries for, say, the nonprofit I was working for. And then I've done many smaller events over the years. So right now, obviously, our most successful has to be the one big one we ran, which was Maelstrom Mansion.
Which was a lot of fun. And now there's a spinoff, so Maelstrom Masquerade is coming up very shortly. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So Maelstrom Masquerade is going to be at the Mansions on 5th at the end of September of 2021. That will be 3 years. It's the same weekend, actually, the last weekend in September. It'll be 3 years from the first time we ran Maelstrom Mansion at the Mansions.
Okay.
And this one is going to be set in 1700s Venice. I love Venice. Love Venice. It's my favorite place in the world. And I've always wanted to do a masquerade. So this is kind of how I'm going to rope it in. It actually stemmed from a dream. A lot of stuff has stemmed from dreams, so I'll say that. But this one in particular, I kind of misread something, and then I dreamt about it later. So I just sort of decided, what would be fun? What if we did Lovecraftian cultist quarantine in Venice? Because quarantines were made very popular there with the Island Pavilion and everything.
Right.
And the idea is that if you've seen American Horror Story Apocalypse, it's kind of also based off the start of that. The elite of the city have quarantined themselves into one of the manors because this plague, suspicious plague, has started to overtake the city. Some people are coming in with the wealthy as their servants. Some of them have snuck in or forced their way in, and they're all stuck in this confines for the weekend. And of course, things go awry. It's Lovecraftian, so you will have cultists and monsters. You will have, a couple jump scares, things to solve. We will have a masquerade because it is in the title, so we're definitely doing a masquerade. And that is one where costuming. So if you want to play someone with heavy costuming, we'll give you one of the rich elites. So you can go crazy with the ball gowns or the jackets and everything. But if you want something simpler, you could be someone who forced their way in. Maybe you are a seamstress or a writer. Maybe you are one of these servants who were chosen to come because you have some connection to the elite, something like that. So that's one where we're trying to balance it out so that if you aren't, big on the costuming, you're not intimidated to come. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's really kind of one of the dream games for me, just because I'm so diehard obsessive with masquerades that I can't wait.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it myself. And also, we have Blue Weaver coming up pretty shortly. I think in a week or so. Correct?
I think 2 weeks. Don't scare me. I'm not totally done.
Yeah,
Okay.
22nd.
It's on the 22nd, yes. So with some of the smaller murder mysteries I run, I find ways to tie them into my real life. And I decided last year, which Manny, you went to it, we held the Blue Wyvern Inn, which is a parody of the Red Dragon Inn game in D&D. So everybody played kind of a ridiculous trope of a D&D character, and they were all at a party at the Blue Wyvern Inn that was reopening after giant rats attacked, I think. And I was the bar wench, and he was the bartender. And it devolved into chaos when there was, of course, a murder victim, and people were gambling and stealing coins and trying to accomplish personal goals. And it was a lot of fun. It was a large game for one of our murder mysteries, but it was a lot of fun. So I kind of decided that the characters were a lot of fun, and we could just keep running spin-off events for as long as people kind of wanted to do it. So we're going to run a spin-off event in a couple weeks, and it's actually for my 30th birthday. I figured, why not? We're just gonna run myself a birthday party that happens to be a D&D murder mystery. So it's a little bit smaller one because February is, with the winter weather, not everybody wants to commit to the drive, and I totally get that.
Yeah.
But I'm super pumped for it because I think it will be fun, and the cake will always look fantastic.
Okay. Everybody heard the keyword cake right there, right? Okay. So you guys have to come. All right. So I do have a couple more questions for you. As an organizer, what are you all expecting people to gain from your events?
In the end, all I really want is for people to have fun. We might not be a life-changing, life-altering event. We don't do a lot of free-form role play.
Yeah, some people go to events and they look for their life to be completely altered. They look to have a great emotional scene where they weep or they scream or whatever. And not to say you can't have that, but the primary focus is fun. We want people to walk away and say, wow, I had a lot of fun at that event. So, not that you can't have passion and emotion, but the primary focus is just have a good time.
Yeah, we picked the pirate theme in particular because we thought it was kind of, it was one that was very easy to do in a lighthearted manner, where people could kind of come and just sort of live out that pirate life fantasy that I think everybody has had at one point or another. And some characters will totally go dark. Some characters will go very dark, and that's what they want, and we're going to do that. But overall, the game is supposed to be a very lighthearted game with a couple gut-wrenching moments. But a lot of that is also because with the way we do the puzzle solving and everything, our games just work better when people are focused on the overall plot, which is in this case to escape the island. So go solve all of the mysteries, go solve the puzzles, riddles, acquire all of the items that you need to acquire to escape. And if you do that, hopefully you have fun. And then maybe we'll work in some cool moments for you as well, so you get to feel like, hey, my character had the spotlight. So that's what we aim for mostly.
Well, I do have to attest, I know I let you guys know this, and I'm very vocal about this. There has never been an event that I have been to that I have not had fun. Guys, you're doing it very well, so thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm glad. That's really all we want in the end. We just want people to have fun.
Okay, so the last question I have for you, and I know that you had mentioned that some of your events are kind of like one and done, but if there's a popular demand for an event, will there continue to be dates for them in the future?
Probably not. Because of the way we work, where we only run things that are interesting to us at the time, I'm kind of like I'm on something new and shiny now.
Right.
So once it's done, it is done. We might choose to do something like how with Maelstrom we're doing a spinoff for the Maelstrom Masquerade, and it is possible there may be some tie-ins from Stormwrecked because they are set in the same general timeline. But besides that, it is one and done. So if people are interested, I just recommend don't miss out because we don't plan to run them again.
But if you miss one event, you will not miss anything for the other event.
Yes.
If you don't go to Stormwreck, any time between Stormwreck and Maelstrom Masquerade would be completely a very loose tie-in.
Yes.
You wouldn't even know, and it's not relevant to the plot.
Yes.
So if you don't go to one event, don't make it feel like you can't go to another.
Right, that's a really good point. Because our events are one and done, even if they tie in, the continuity is very limited. So you certainly are not missing out.
All right. Well, see, guys, don't worry. If you can't go to one, there'll always be another one that'll rope you in and be interesting as well. So that's good to hear. So thank you guys for answering my questions. I do have something else I'd like to discuss. So, Alex, you recently wrote a book, Echoes and Ashes. Tell us a little bit about it.
I did. So I have it. I don't know how clear it's going to be, but this is my book, and I'm very excited about it. Echoes and Ashes. This is one of those I kind of had a dream about it and then turned it into something. Yes.
Nice and clear. Better. Thank you.
Yes. So it will be available on Amazon. You can get it an ebook or in you can get it in ebook or you can get it in paperback on 224. And I certainly would love if people would check it out. It is one actually if I can get my dream venue, which is very difficult logistically for a couple of reasons, but if I could get my dream venue, I would actually run a LARP based off of this. And I know that's probably tacky to be like, you wrote a book and now you're going to go ahead and promote it through a LARP. But actually, it's just that I have this fun idea that involves ghosts, psychics, laser tag, and a haunted hospital, and I just really want to do that. So I think it would be a lot of fun, but I gotta get the location. So I'm really excited about it. In my spare time, however limited that is, I really love to go ghost hunting. So I've been to some of the world's most reportedly haunted locations, and I've got many more on my list. But I kind of took my experience in that and put it into a book that is about ghost hunters and psychics and serial killers. And if that's your thing, check out Echoes and Ashes.
So yes, I am looking forward to. I have to admit I have not been able to get it yet. I will be actually purchasing from you shortly. I'm looking forward to it because I too like the paranormal as well. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us tonight. Shout out to Flamma, guys. Flamma Mystery is always doing big things. Alex and Sean. Again, if you haven't already checked Alex's book out. And also, there are still tickets left for Stormwrecked. Please, if you haven't already done so, please check it out as well. Is there anything else you guys wish to say before we end tonight?
No, just, Manny, thank you for this opportunity.
Thanks, Manny.
We really love the LARP crew and everything that you guys do, and I cannot say enough good things. Your contributions to the LARP community, I think, have been a resounding success and certainly invaluable to me. So, guys, if this is your first time tuning into a LARP piece, you should check out more of the stuff that they're doing because they're providing some great central locations and helping to organize at least the U.S. LARP world. So, definitely,
it's a good service.
It is a good service. So, follow their page if you're not already.
Thank you, guys. Yes, you heard it. Please expect big things from both groups, Flamma and from the LARP crew, guys. All right, I appreciate it, guys. You guys have a good night, and I will be seeing you guys soon.
You too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.